Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you all with us again for another evening. Well, another major announcement made in the House of Assembly today that many people were actually waiting to hear. The member for Parliament for Killarney, former Prime Minister, the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, ended speculation today by confirming that he will run in the next general elections to represent the constituency of Killarney for a fifth term. He's been the parliamentary representative for the Western New Providence constituency since 2007. Take a look at how it went.
Killarney must remain strong. I want to remind them that I am running in Killarney, and I look forth to their vote, and I look forth to their continuous support.
Amen.
We must keep Killarney strong.
Yes, sir.
Killarney will remain strong.
There you have it. Now, listen, this is going to make this race even more heated and interesting because we now have Dr. Minnis saying that, yes, I am going to run as in the next general election. Now, the question is, as what? Are you running Free National Movement? Are you running independent? Are you running, although the other parties seem to have candidates already, so unless you're going to take one of their spots, it's interesting. How are you going to run? And that's what we don't know just yet, but we do know that he is going to run, and I'm sure that has sent off bells in several camps. It'll be interesting to find out now. Here's a bit of background information. Dr. Minnis made the announcement, of course, with Free National Movement, Michael Pintard at his side. He was sitting there with a nice little, you saw the little grin on his face as Dr. Minnis spoke. And let me go back down memory lane. During the 2021 election, Dr. Minnis won 2,501 votes for the Free National Movement, which was 48.79% of the votes cast compared to the 1,948 votes secured by now Senator Ronald Duncombe of the Progressive Liberal Party. That number represented 38% of the vote. So he won by just over 500 votes. And if you went back to, as far as the 2017 election, he would have won by 3,000 votes. 3,000 votes. So 5 years later, the margin was closed into winning by 500 votes. So the question is, well, what's going to happen now? Is that going to change the game? Is that going to cause there to be something completely new happening in there? I know we were talking after the break with Chairman of the Free National Movement, but I think it just makes sense if we can go to him now to talk to him now, because while the story is fresh, I don't want to go to other story headlines and miss this. So I'm going to bring in, who's joining me on Zoom, the Chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands, to talk about this. Can we go to him? Do we have Dr. Sands on? Dr. Sands, you've heard the soundbite from Dr. Minnis that he is going to run. What say you as the Free National Movement? Is he running with the Free National Movement?
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for the invitation to be here. We take note of his comments today. We wish him well. The Free National Movement is preparing a slate of vibrant, exciting candidates to be fielded throughout the country under the leadership of Michael Pintard. We believe that the electorate has said that they wanted to see a new, re-energized Free National Movement, and that is what they're going to get.
So you wished him well.
Killarney,
and you
Killarney,
so are you saying that he is not your candidate?
He will not be our candidate in Killarney.
Okay. So he's not running for the F&M. I guess you can't say, but who's?
I don't understand. There's no issue. You know, we wish him well. This is a free country. He has the right, if he wishes to run. As I said at the time of the convention, he has the right to run and he has the right to be defeated. And I believe that he will be.
You believe he will be defeated? And that's my second question. Can the F&M win what has traditionally been an F&M stronghold, an F&M seat? Can the F&M win that with Dr. Minnis in that race running against the F&M?
Yes.
Why do you believe that? Based on the statistics we just called off, the 2017 election, he won by 3,000 votes. 2021 election, he won by 500 votes. I would think that a lot of those persons, there are some people who are supporting him because he's Dr. Minnis. Don't you think that's going to impact your votes?
Well, I mean, we could use another analogy. We have a formidable former prime minister who ran in the constituency of Centerville. And he had won that constituency many times over, and he lost in 2017. We may have an opportunity to see history repeat itself.
Does this by any way disturb the Free National Movement's plan for a candidate in that seat?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, we take note of it and we move on. We are more focused on the issues that of concern to the Bahamian people. They're concerned about the cost of living. They're concerned about crime. They're concerned about education. They're concerned about education. They want to know that there's a bright future for Bahamians. And this sideshow is nothing more than a sideshow.
You believe it's a sideshow. When the leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, spoke in the House of Assembly earlier, he did say that there was a role for Dr. Minnis to play. He said that, you know, they're hoping to move forward together. As a matter of fact, it wasn't in the House Assembly. It was at a press conference held on that Sunday by the F&M when they made the decision that they would not run Dr. Minnis. They said there was another role for him to play and that they were ready to move forward, move together. What happened?
That offer remains. You know, Michael Pintard is the ultimate Democrat. He is willing to have as many people join this movement to rid this country of the failed political group called the Progressive Liberal Party. The New Day has been a nightmare for many people. And as we generate the support from all quarters, we invite everybody to come on board. If Dr. Minnis wishes to assume his rightful place in the organization, we will welcome him with open arms. If, on the other hand, he decides to nominate or to run against the Free National Movement, then Article 53 of the Constitution will apply, and we will consider that he has resigned from the Free National Movement.
You said, Doctor, you want him to take his rightful place. What is Dr. Minnis's rightful place in the Free National Movement?
As a former prime minister and former leader, we appreciate his contribution, and that is a sincere statement.
So what is that place?
You know, that place is as an elder statesman, like former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram, like former leader Tommy Turnquest. There are others that have gone on and who have passed on, but who have made mighty contributions, not just to the Free National Movement, but to nation building. And they do so to give advice, to give support, and, you know, it is appreciated. And we have made that offer to Dr. Minnis and do so lovingly and respectfully. However, let's be very clear that the organization is under new management. It is under the management of Michael Pintard, and we are going in a different direction. I don't wish to use any cliches, but, you know, Dr. Minnis's opportunity between 2017 and 2021, the public looked on, they made a decision, and they decided that they were going to go in a different direction. The Free National Movement has taken note of that. We appreciate his contributions to date. We have invited him to take a role, but let me be very clear that Michael Pintard's leadership is vibrant, youthful leadership for the future. We're not looking back, we're looking ahead.
You talked about young and fresh, somebody's perspective for Kalani. Is that Lincoln deal for the Free National Movement?
In very short order, we will roll out a number of our candidates. I know that I've said that before, and yes, I may have disappointed some who have said that, we are a few days, a few weeks behind the promised date, but I can assure you that it's imminent. And we have a group of talented, bright, patriotic Bahamians who can rescue this country from this disaster called Philip Davis and the New Day crew.
Do you believe Lincoln Deal can beat Dr. Minnis and Kalani?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Dr. Dwayne Sands, it's always a pleasure talking to you. We look forward to talking with you again. Thank you for joining us tonight on The Rundown.
Thank you.
There you have it from Dr. Dwayne Sands. He believes that Deal can defeat Dr. Minnis, and we'll see when the battle lines up whether that will actually come through for the Free National Movement, and we'll see what happens there. On to some other stories tonight that we're talking about. An airline servicing the Bahamas has gone belly up, and customers got the message today not to go to the airport. This is as the company says all credit card purchases will be refunded by the credit card company or travel agency. How about that? Cold. The Minister of Tourism is this evening reacting to the fate of what he says has been a beleaguered company and shared the country's plan to fill the void left. Cleopatra Murphy has the story tonight from Florida.
After filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy in January, Silver Airlines announced Wednesday that it would be discontinuing service to the Bahamas, Florida, and the Caribbean. This is after the company says it entered into a transaction with another airline holding company that has decided not to continue in those markets. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says the news was not a surprise, and government is speaking with airline partners like American Airlines that services all of Silver's local markets to fill the gap.
And we've already engaged Bahamas Air directly about what additional routes that we might provide. We're looking at the data. We're going to make the assessment over the next day or two, and we'll take some decisions as to the next steps in the best interest of Bahamas Air and the best interest of Bahamas tourism. But we are looking at it actively at the moment. Over the course of the next few days, we'll know more.
Silver serviced Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, Exuma, Eleuthera, and Nassau. He says officials are assessing what the airline's loads look like. As for passengers left on the hook, Cooper says he has no specifics at this time.
Imagine they would have gotten notice sometime last night, and they would have certainly been calling the major airlines to see how they may reschedule their flights. So, as I've said, we have steady airlift in all of our main markets.
As for Silver's customer base, the Minister of Tourism says it was locals and foreigners alike. But there's one foreign market officials need to shore up in its absence.
Direct from Georgetown, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, of course Nassau. They service Tampa. Tampa is an area where we will need to have some deep discussions with our partners. Because that was a niche that they provided a service in.
Ironically, the Minister of Tourism met with airline officials including Aztec, Bahamas Air, American Airlines, and Tropic Airlines while in Miami Wednesday afternoon about expanding airlift into the Family Islands. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, let's talk about this a second, because Silver Airways, obviously, now to many Nassauvians, you may say this is not a big deal because Silver Airways, I guess, doesn't operate here. But you're talking about Abaco, Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, Exuma, perhaps even Bimini, who all have direct flights in Silver Airways. Sorry, don't want to choke there. Who all operate flights from Silver Airways into Florida. That's a big deal. For many of them, that's their mode of transportation. That's how they get to Florida. So they either purchase tickets, they have money invested, or they're preparing to. And so this is a big deal. And of course, you heard tourism say they got to work something out. We'll see what they'll work out. And we'll see whether that is able to fill the void for the markets, those family island markets, which are crucial for airlift into those islands. It's very important. Well, I want to go to Grand Bahama because that fuel surcharge increase pegged at Grand Bahama Power Company. Monthly bills not sitting well with the residents. We have a story tonight from Ramiko Knowles. Take a look.
The fuel charge is a monthly adjustment based on the increased energy costs from month to month.
Officials from the Grand Bahama Power Company are clearing the air regarding this month's fuel charge rate, which customers will see reflected in their electricity bills. The current fuel charge stands just under 19 cents per kilowatt hour, marking a slight increase from previous months and reportedly the highest rate recorded in the past decade. Peyton Bean, GBPC's Director of Customer Excellence, says that this spike is not connected to the company's recent rate adjustment application. Instead, she explains that the monthly fuel charge is determined by two key factors: the actual cost of fuel purchased and the quantity of fuel used to generate electricity.
Well, this month I can tell you that we did do some maintenance to our generators. So as a result, we would have had to use some of our temporary generators, which use diesel oil, as opposed to the heavy fuel oil every month. So that's an increased cost.
That cost, she says, is then passed on to the consumer, resulting in a higher or lower fuel surcharges. But Payne explains that the funds are not collected as profit.
Fuel charge is a pass-through, which means that we don't profit from it at all. It's a direct reflection of the actual fuel cost during that month.
In addition to the fuel surcharge, there is another area of concern for many customers, an area labeled fuel and other charges.
So there are the reconnection fees, there's meter test fees, there's return check fees that they may have incurred during that month that they would see on the bill.
Despite the rising fuel costs, GBPC says it remains committed to ensuring its customers remain connected to the grid. The company continues to offer a number of assistance programs aimed at supporting residents facing financial challenges.
Customers enrolled into our budget billing program, they pay one fee for the entire year, regardless of what their consumption is, based on the average of the previous year. So if you want more information, you can come in and speak to one of our customer service reps, and they'll be more than happy to explain the program to you.
All right, there you have it. So it's interesting because while people are excited that BPL is going down, here you have people in the north again experiencing increases in power bills. That's a difference between what's going on. Government is trying to bring it down, and private companies are trying to take it up. At the end of the day, I always feel for the people of Grand Bahama because every time they get a little break, there's something that just comes and just does that to them. And so I'm hoping that there are enough voices in the community to cause there to be a change. If enough people speak up, if enough people speak out, you can force the hand of change. And you need to not sit quietly and idly by and allow these big bills to come on you, but to speak up and cause there to be a difference. It is unfortunate that while people around the Bahamas are celebrating the fact that their power bills are going down, you're fighting with the cost of it going up. And while there may still be some people who say, well, mine ain't going down, well, the good thing about it is it ain't going up. And if it's going up, it may be the usage. But here it is that it's going up in Grand Bahama because they put an increase on the backs of Bahamians. And I think that is unfortunate during this difficult time. And I hope there is resolution in that regard. We're going to go to a break. Tonight, Scotiabank launched a new campaign that will take its clients to the Far East. We're not talking about Winton or Yamaguro. We're talking about the world, and gives them a chance to explore the ultra-modern innovations and deep-rooted traditions. And we're going to talk with them tonight. And we're also going to end the show tonight talking about a ladies' movement, a conference, a special conference that will be held exclusively for women ready to level up. You don't want to miss that. We're going to be talking about that when we come back again. You're watching The Rundown here on the ZNS Network. We get started with some interesting conversation on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Kingdor National Parkinson Foundation is taking you back to the old school. With entertainment by TMF, the band formerly known as Maze.
George! Hey, y'all better come on now. Also appearing will be local artist Plotty and the Naked Eye.
And the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band.
Save the date. Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Atlantis Paradise Island.
To purchase your tickets, call telephone 428-2588 or visit Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, Mackey Street.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Welcome back to the show. It's great to have all of you with us. I see those of you who are in the Lion's Den. You've quite active tonight talking. It's always good to have you. Those of you who are watching on your various platforms, YouTube, you're watching on your cable networks or whatever network you get us on, whether in the Caribbean, Turks and Caicos, around the world, we're happy to have you. Or just here at home, welcome to the Rundown. It's always a pleasure having you with us tonight. Well, if you're a Scotiabank credit card customer, you can get a free trip to the other side of the world. Boasting the best credit cards and rewards in the market, Scotiabank has launched its Ticket to Tokyo promotion. The initiative rewards one lucky cardholder with an all-expenses-paid trip to experience the sights and scenes of Tokyo. Scotiabank's East Street and Soldier Road branch manager, Charissa Russell, is on the Rundown tonight to share all the details. Good evening and welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So you boasted about having the best credit card. Why do you say that?
So with Scotiabank cards, you know, we have a plethora of opportunities, a plethora of features and benefits for our clients. So for one, just to name a few, we have what we call a cashback reference where you can, every time you swipe your card, in addition to, you know, having access to your money, you actually get that funds back in cash.
You get it back?
So let me...
Are you free to us? The bank giving you back stuff?
Right, yes. So I'll give you a personal experience for me. You know, every day we have to go to the food store, we have to go to the pharmacy, gas station, have a good night, fun time, a vacation. We use our cards, we use our personal cash for so many things. So I always tell clients, an educated client is the best client, right? So when you use your card, yes, you have to, if you swipe at the gas station for $50, I always suggest using your credit card. And a percentage of that, we call it cash back. And so we accumulate those funds, and then you can use those funds as an actual payment. So years ago, as you know, we went through the pandemic. We had, what we would have heard years ago was the travel reward. So you use all your points and you can only accumulate it for traveling. But we found during the pandemic, no one could travel.
Right.
And so temporarily we had a cashback offer where instead of just the traveling, you can use your funds you can use your points towards cash. Because that was such an exciting offer for our clients, we didn't just use that during the pandemic. That's permanent, that's ongoing. So every time for me, even as a Scotiabank credit card holder, every time I use my card, I use my credit card, not my debit card.
Interesting.
And instead, I use my credit card as my debit card. So wanting to make sure that while the bank is making interest, I'm also benefiting as a client. The bank won't make interest if you using it as a debit card. I swipe at the gas station for that $50. I transfer that from my account to my credit card. The bank won't charge me interest for that $50. However, I'm going to get cash back for using that $50.
Ah.
Yes.
Because a lot of people tend to not want to use the credit card because they say, oh, there's so many fees when you swipe and you know, it's going to cost me more. But it actually won't with Scotia.
Exactly. And that's why I said an educated client is always the best client, because at Scotiabank, we want to make sure that our clients are financially better off. And in doing that, we want to ensure that our clients actually know all the benefits that they have and they have access to on a daily basis.
In the time of fraud, where fraud is so prevalent, is it also safer to use that credit card rather than exposing your bank account?
Yes, I'm so happy you asked that, because with credit cards, with our MasterCard, our Visa, and now with American Express, with those type of entities, they have a particular coverage. And so once the client can verify that, you know, this was not transactions, the turnaround time in terms of getting those funds compensated back to you is far quicker, because that's the agreement that the bank has with the cardholder, which is MasterCard, Visa, and American Express. Yes.
Oh, that's some good information there, because people oftentimes are afraid to use these debit cards. If something happens, it takes forever, up to 90 days, trying to get an investigation done to get the funds returned, and then your entire account is left vulnerable and exposed. It's hacked. At least you know with the credit card, your money's kind of safe.
Exactly. Exactly. And I just want to add too, can't say it enough, we want to make sure our clients are always aware of all the benefits that they have. So on our website, bs.scotiabank.com, in addition to speaking about all the benefits of our cards, we actually have a lot of information on cyber fraud, a lot of information on banking safe, so that you as the client, not just with your banking at Scotiabank, but with all entities, when persons are calling you, when you get an email, how to decipher what is fraud, what is legitimate. So all that information we have at your fingertips.
Let's talk about the promotion, the ticket to Tokyo. I've been to Tokyo before. It was an amazing experience. It was a great destination. Talk about this promotion.
So, as you mentioned, it is a fully funded trip. It is for 5 days, 4 nights. Nobody wants to go that far, or few persons may want to go that far alone. So, in addition to the lucky winner, you actually have a guest.
Wow.
So we will cover we will give you spending money. You know, we want some money in our pockets.
What now?
You can't just send you away and don't send you with any money.
Right.
So in addition to covering your airfare, covering your hotel, we will, of course, give you spending money.
Y'all give us spending money.
Listen.
And so how do you get this? How do you get the hotel, airfare, and spending money?
So, believe it or not, a lot of our clients have entered and didn't know that as yet. So, this promotion ends on the 7th of July. The draw date is expected for the 17th of July. And every time you use your credit card for an amount of $350 or more, you are automatically entered.
So you can't answer if you're just going to fill your car up, okay?
No.
$350 or
more. But with the cost of living, you know, you'll be surprised. And once again, if you're using your credit card not just for when you travel, but your day-to-day expenses, you would be surprised to know how you spending and accumulating. A lot of people, they walk around with cash, they spend the money, don't remember where they spent it, but they withdrew $500 from the ATM. So in some instances, if we go to the food store, sometimes the food store can carry us to $350.
Easily. I won't tell you what I spent on Saturday. Wow, crazy. All right, so this is for now, credit card holders, meaning whoever have a credit card. You don't have to have a bank account of Scotiabank. You just have a credit card with Scotiabank.
Yes, all our credit cards. So that includes all our MasterCard products, our Visa card products. That even includes our American Express card holders.
Oh, wow.
So for American Express, for those of us who have it, they already have so many built-in benefits, but we didn't want to exclude them. So it's not, you know, particular to one card. Once you have a credit card with Scotiabank, you will be already entered. And because this promotion ends the 7th of July, for those of us who would like to haven't gotten a Scotiabank credit card, can visit one of our nearest branches and you can apply. Our credit cards take between 5 to 7 business days, if that, right, to get in the branch. And so you still have time to go to your nearest branch.
Listen, it'll be a pity if the person who went, somebody just got a card for this promotion. That'll be so funny. But the reality of this thing is, of course, once you swipe for the transaction, are you automatically entertained?
Yes.
So the system automatically puts you in the queue.
So and just for awareness, right? Because you made a point about fraud, and fraud is so prevalent right now. So a lot of persons, we've been calling clients previously who have won awards, they thought it was a hoax, they thought it was a fake. We've actually in previous years done similar promotions. So a few years ago, I think it was last year maybe, we sent 2 clients to FIFA, to the World Cup.
Wow.
We sent clients to the NBA Finals. We had recently, the most recent one, we sent a client and their guests to the Olympics in France.
Wow.
And all of this you can see on our Instagram page, just so persons can appreciate that, hey, this is real. This is an opportunity, because at Scotiabank, we really, truly value our clients. We appreciate that you have a choice. And in having a choice, we want to make you feel valued. And in doing that, you are spending your money with us, you are trusting us, and this is our opportunity to give back to our clients and say thank you.
A lot of people have this, have grown up with this notion that credit cards are bad. It's bad financial dealing, is nothing but debt. Do you see the same? I mean, you're selling a product, so obviously you don't agree. But help those who may think that, no, I don't want to use my credit card because I don't want to get in debt. Sometimes that's actually a good way to be able to build credit.
Right, yes.
Go ahead, talk about that.
So I'm happy you asked that question, because it is really important to build credit. For the past 2 years now, we have the Credit Bureau, right? And for clients who have never borrowed at any bank, we're not just, selective if you haven't borrowed with Scotia.
Right.
But we've found in our research that clients who have borrowed before, and to your point, has built credit, they show their credit worthiness. And that when the time comes for you now to purchase a vehicle, to purchase your first home, but you've never had credit, while, everyone's circumstances is different, you still shown, hey, I've been able to be entrusted with this $500 limit, this $1,000 limit, now I can qualify and apply for something even bigger. Okay?
That's good.
Yep, and once again, educated client, the best client, because everyone's circumstances is different, and it's really how you use the card. It's really how you make sure you maintain the card. Credit cards, the inception of credit cards was meant to, in the event of an emergency. The use of credit cards years ago wasn't for day-to-day transactions.
Right.
That's why I say now, use your credit card as a debit card. The bank, I know a lot of people like to say, well, the bank is making money. Use your credit card as a debit card. The bank makes less money, and you benefit because you get your cash back.
See, you learned something new tonight. Teresa Russell, thank you for coming and talking to us. That's some good advice there in banking. And of course, let's try our hands at it and see if we can go to Tokyo off Scotiabank.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay with us when we come back. We're going to talk about a special conference happening for women and why you ought to be a part of it. And let's talk about women tonight, right? I have a great guest who's going to, I think, really hammer it home tonight. We're back after this. Stay close.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40-odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online. both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young persons' lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflict will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Welcome back. Coffee Conversations and Connections is a powerful networking experience that will be held on Saturday, June 21st at Access Co-work Suites, 1 West Plaza, Windsor Field Road. Now, this dynamic gathering is designed exclusively for women ready to level up and bring together key agencies like the National Insurance Board, Inland Revenue, banks, and insurance companies alongside powerhouse female entrepreneurs, sharing honest, actionable insights on how to start and conduct business in the Bahamas. The first 5 ladies receive a free headshot and resume makeover, setting the tone for a day of intentional growth. Conference organizer is the CEO of Mommy's Hustle. I love that. The ever-busy Kendany Campbell Moss. She's been filling in for the past few days on What's Trending. She's also filling in, I just said it, as the icon of What's Trending. Kendany, it's so good to have you on The Rundown. Welcome to the show.
It is a pleasure to be here.
So let's talk first of all about the brainchild behind this event, the idea behind this event. Why was this important to create?
So essentially, Clint, it was supposed to be something that was done virtually. So I posted it on my Facebook page, and then there was a lady that said underneath the post, Crystal Holder, she says, why not do it in person? And I said, I don't know if I have the funds. I don't know if I have the wherewithal to actually do it. And Crystal said, get it done. You'll find a way. And I think that when you have other women that push you to propel you along the way, that pour into you to push you forward, it makes a huge difference. And so I reached out to my graphic artist, that is a woman as well, and she said, Kenny, I will get this done for you. So Coffee Conversation Connection was born. I think it's an opportunity, Clint, for us to amalgamate women. Inland Revenue Service and the Department of Statistics says that 97% of the households in New Providence, in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, belong to single women. They belong to women. That is the baseline. That means that women control the bottom line, which is the almighty dollar. If that is the case, why aren't so many of us utilizing our best inferences to push each other forward? We had International Women's Day just a few weeks ago. Beside the pretty pictures and the nice quotes, what have you done to help another woman? Clint, I was at the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation my entire life after my matriculation in Atlanta, Georgia. And I've always wanted to be in tourism. I always wanted to be the Director General of the Ministry of Tourism. Welcome to the islands of the Bahamas.
You got the voice and all for it.
I love tourism. That is what I love, right? And so I left tourism because I wanted a communications post and they didn't give it to me. Another company offered me a job. I took that. COVID came and I lost my job. I was without work.
Wow.
Okay, Clint? That means everything that I had was exhausted. Medical insurance, health insurance was gone. I had to make sure that I paid the rent, paid the mortgage, paid a nice school fee. All of these things were incumbent upon myself. And so I said, you know, something, this is a hustle. And this is Mommy Hustle. I spoke with my friend Charlene Barton. Charlene said, Ken, you can do it. And so Mommy Hustle was born. And I went back to school. I got another master's degree.
Wow.
I went to UB. I got another degree in project management. So I'm a certified project manager as well.
You were doing all of this while still trying to hustle?
While with no job. With no job, Clint. And so I started hosting. I would host on the radio. People called me to do parties, bar mitzvahs, anything.
You were using what you had natural gift to do.
I used what I had. And my mom always said, don't go on MTV showing your big teeth, right? So I had to use what I had, but like circumcise it a bit.
Right.
But I have a big personality, you know, and so I just used what I had, and Mommy Hustle was born.
What does that mean to so many women out there? Because, you know, you hear women say, well, you know, I don't have that glamorous story about how I had an opportunity and somebody came and, ooh, it was just my day. But they talk about the fact that the hustle is real, right? And I think right now, so many people are focusing on single mothers and the hustle, thanks to Tyler Perry's movie on Straw.
Yeah.
And people are now recognizing this thing is real and it's hard.
It is real.
And people are now talking about the hardness of what they've had to go through. But there is a way that you can make it if you are committed to working hard.
But it's also having people in your camp, or people that actually see you.
Talk about that.
Now, Clint, I am not a PLP, I'm not an FNM. I am a Roman Catholic and I'm a Saxon superstar.
What are you?
I am a Roman Catholic and a Saxon superstar. A Saxon superstar, and a member of Delta Sigma Theta, right? Now, I will say this to you. I had women like Michaela Barnett. I had women like Her Excellency Leslie Miller Bryce. Pia Glover Roll. These women saw me. They gave me an opportunity. I will never in my life say nobody helped me.
Right.
These women helped me. You understand? They gave me an opportunity. People like Nicole Henderson Smith, people like Charlene Barton. These people pushed me forward. And I can't do it. I couldn't say that I could do it without them. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You need other women to pour into you. It's not something that comes easy. Because my walk wasn't easy. I'm a divorced woman. I can remember wanting to do a job for someone. The lady called me. She said, hey, you have the job, be to the place on Tuesday. Then she called back, she said, you divorced? I said, yes, I am. She said, oh, I don't think that you're the right type of person for me.
Really?
And that's fine.
But she said that.
But, I mean, Clint, she was clear. I said, well, I will return your funds to you. She said, no, you can keep it. I said, no problem. She called me back that Friday. And she said, the person that we had, they fell through. I said, hey, you went with them? Continue on, because I am very busy.
Good.
And Clint, it's other women that have to champion you and push you a little bit forward. And I'm grateful for those women. I am very grateful, because Mommy Hustle isn't something that just fell out of the sky. This is blood, this is sweat, this is tears. And I feel like I built a name and I built a brand for myself. I like pink. I like anything with plenty glitter on it, that's me. And I try to make sure that my presence speaks for itself. I work to work again.
For so long in our country, we've had women who beat down on women. And when I say beat down on women, these are women who don't necessarily want to uphold or help or push forward. And I think that's held so many women in our country back, because there seems to be this jealousy streak, or I can't make you bigger than me. And those who are fortunate like you to have people who want to push you to be your best self, that's a few and far between.
It is few and it is.
Do you believe that has been one of the biggest struggles why women have had it so hard in the Bahamas?
Clint, I think that is truly why women have had it so hard in the Bahamas, and I think you also have to find your village. When I was going through the divorce, when my mom left in March of last year, I had to figure out who my village was. And it wasn't a huge gathering of women. It was 4 women that said, hey, I'm going to hold you. I'm going to hold you dear. And I think these women that have the means and do not want to share, there's a special place in hell for them, right? But I also think, Clint, we have to be very honest about what it is that we're doing, because all women want the very same thing. I want my daughter to have a good quality of education. I want health insurance. I want an eye to see the world. I wanted to know that it's bigger than New Providence.
There you go.
You understand me? So no little boy could come to her and tell her, oh, we're going to Miami. My child goes to Miami for toilet tissue. Take her someplace else. She's used to going to Dubai for the summers.
Hello. My daughter told me today, said she would go to Dubai. I said, why you want to go to Dubai? Because my friend from school is going and I want to have a play date.
Absolutely.
I think a play date in Dubai?
Why not? I want an eye to understand, if the borders are closed in the United States, go to Switzerland, baby. We can make sure you get to school.
There you go. There you go.
But
there
Clint,
are options.
There are options, but women have to understand, if I make it, you make it, Clint. Let me help you fix your crown without taking mine off. Clint, I have a bald head. I could take it. I don't have to have a lace frontal wig. I just help somebody else, Clint. Help somebody else. And we'll take nothing off you. Zero.
I think so many times in our country in particular, we allow various things to separate us
Yes.
from each other.
Yes.
Politics.
Yes.
Religion.
Yes.
Right? Societies. We allow things to separate and cause us not to be able to walk across the divide and help somebody that would be very well called to help. But we're afraid of it because of your view is different from mine.
But it can also help the nation to propel forward. If I'm good in tourism and I have an idea that can propel the nation forward, if I can say to you, hey, maybe take a Freeport and turn it into industry, or maybe utilize this particular niche market and make this medicinal drugs. Utilize who you have, Clint.
Yeah.
You used to put me on the TV for John Canoe.
Yeah.
I used to make the TV look dead good.
Dead good.
We used to have a good time.
Of course.
Who better to talk to John Canoe?
That's right.
I mean, that's all I know.
Right.
You utilize people that make you look good. It takes nothing off of you. You see how Tommy do my face?
And that's a gift. That's a gift.
They jealous me, Clint.
They jealous of her too. That's why they can't start talking about it.
But that's fine. But you see how I look?
Yeah.
They can jealous me.
Yeah.
They have to.
That's what I'm talking about. We're going to take our final break and come back and wrap up and talk about what this is all about. I'm glad I'm having this conversation because when we learn to get out of our own way, then we'll begin to make waves.
Absolutely.
We're back after this.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You up?
He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Infinitize said now on to independence.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas. Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Let's go. At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our side wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You could do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas. And any artist knows a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out. To anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey, I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
We're wrapping up our discussion tonight, having a very insightful discussion with candidate Campbell Moss as we talk about her event that's coming up on June 21st. And really, it's an opportunity to uplift and to cause dialogue with women. Talk about some of the things that you're going to do at this event, Kennedy.
So at the event, the first 5 women are able to come into the door. They will get a free headshot. I also want...
That's important because you can't do... Listen, let me help some of y'all. If you're going to be a professional business entrepreneur, or you're branding yourself, rebranding, like what to say yourself, you gotta take a picture with your cell phone and then say, this is my headshot. Headshot is a actual professional kind of pose that you need a professional person for. So you gotta get a professional headshot, all right? So those of you who don't want to pay for it, come early, you can get yours done free, right?
Absolutely. So the first 5 women will get a headshot. I also want women that are coming to the event to please bring their CVs. I'm going to rewrite the CVs on premises, and if time doesn't allow, then I will take them and then I will send them to them in 24 hours.
Oh, amazing.
In addition to that, I want the women to come through the door in their branded apparel.
There you go.
This is Mommy Hustle. I know that you do lawn. I know that you do makeup. I know that you're in the orange economy. So these people are able to network, share their cards, make sure that they have a connection. NIB, Inland Revenue Services, will be in the room. I'm also going to have someone there from an insurance agency. That insurance agency will help women with health insurance because a lot of entrepreneurs do not have health insurance. Health insurance, and then estate planning. I have a child. A lot of single mothers, they may not have any estate planning. So even if it's $50, they can show you how to save a little bit of something. In addition to that, I will also have a banking institution that will be there to show you how you can borrow money, make sure that you have assets to actually get the funds that you need. And so all of these women will be in the room, coffee, conversation, connection, and we're going to have breakfast. We're going to have coffee, good coffee, not like the fake coffee. We have good coffee.
The real thing.
Real thing, right? And then we're going to have all women, everybody in the room. Bianca's going to decorate. It's going to be a pink, lavish, beautiful bouquet of excellence. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And of course, we have a DJ because, you know, we have to have some music to get us in the mood.
Like rhythm.
We need the rhythm.
Like rhythm.
We need the rhythm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what Coffee, Conversation, and Connection is. And I want to have it at least every 6 months so that you can have a refresher course. Inland Revenue Service is going to be there so they can speak to you about your tax compliance, whether you need a TIN number, exactly what it is that you should be doing for NIB. These types of services that are needed because when I started...
You can't look good now, your stuff together.
No, because when I started Clint, nobody told me. Nobody showed me what I had to do. I had to figure this out on my own. And if you can help somebody else, if you can pour into someone else, then that helps. We have Anthea Butler, who is going to be a speaker, and then I have our guest speaker, who is going to be flown in. All right. She's a certified health professional, Vashon Culmer-Bullard, and we are going to have mental therapy. You know, we're going to have the right kind of people in the room. We could do this, Clint. We are so much better together. We control the dollar. So why we can't get this bag together?
There you go.
Tell me why.
How can people sign up and register?
They can hit me up at Mommy Hustle. They can call me at 424-8207, or they can email me KENDNIQUE_CM@hotmail.com. I'm on Facebook as well, IQ Kenny. I'm on TikTok, Mommy Hustle. But anybody that knows me, they can find me.
You guys lay low, don't call her.
Fellas, lay low. I got a man.
Let them know.
I got a rhythm man. I don't need no extra men. I got a man.
There you go. Thank you for joining us tonight.
You are welcome.
We just took our wonderful conversation to the gutter, just now, ghetto. It's always a pleasure. That's how we Saxons go.
That's how we go. That's how we go. I love it.
Kenny, thank you for coming. Wish you all the best on June 21st.
Yes, 10 a.m. in the morning.
10 a.m. in the morning, Windsor Field at Access Co-work Suites, 1 West Plaza.
Thank you so much, Clint.
Pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That does it for the rundown tonight. Be sure to stay locked on the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's a final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones right upstairs getting ready for the 11 o'clock news. Follow us here at ZNS. I'm Clint Watson. And remember, tomorrow night is a rundown on leadership with Ahmad Rashad. So I'll be returning back on Monday of next week. So until then, stay safe, everyone. Good night.
Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS. You and Your Money is brought to you by Independent Maritime Services.